welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
It feels like trying to keep up with technology these days is, well, almost impossible. It's like the game changes every 5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. New gadgets, constant software updates, whole new platforms popping up.
It really can leave you feeling like you're just constantly playing catch-up.
Yeah, that feeling of being on a treadmill is incredibly common. I mean, technology isn't just a niche thing anymore, is it?
Not at all.
It's woven into, well, pretty much everything. Our jobs, how we connect with people, entertainment.
Yeah, even how we understand the world around us.
Business.
Exactly. So today, we're kind of on a mission. We want to find some smarter ways to stay in the loop, without getting completely buried.
Good plan. Information overload is real.
Totally. So we've sifted through a really useful list, actually, of top technology blogs.
Okay.
And the goal here is to pull out the key insights, maybe find some shortcuts to being well-informed, but without all that overwhelm.
Makes sense. Because it's not just about phone reviews anymore, right?
No, definitely not. These blogs cover a surprisingly wide range of tech stuff.
Right. And our source material really emphasizes a key point here. The sheer speed of it all.
The velocity, yeah.
Yeah, the velocity of tech progress means staying informed isn't just like a hobby.
It feels more like a necessity now.
It's almost an obligation, really, for navigating life, personal and professional.
And things change so fast. New trends pop up, every quarter?
Easily. And yesterday's big news can feel like ancient history almost overnight. Information gets outdated incredibly quickly.
Okay, so let's talk about why these blogs might be the answer then. Our source makes a pretty strong case that they're a faster, maybe more direct way to understand tech trends compared to, say, traditional news.
Yeah, that's a good point. What is it about the blog format that makes them so effective?
Well, I think part of it is their focus.
Right. Unlike, big news outlets juggling everything.
Exactly.
Oh.
Tech blogs often have a really specific lens.
Which lets them go deeper.
Yeah, deeper into certain areas, report on emerging stuff much faster, and give more immediate analysis.
Plus, a lot of these are run by people who are, really immersed in the tech scene.
Yeah.
Right? Gives them a unique perspective.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so our source gives us a list of 10 top tech blogs. Let's maybe dive into a few of these, see what makes them tick.
Sounds good.
It seems like we can kind of group some based on their general focus. First up, maybe Wired and Mashable. They seem pretty broad.
Yeah, Wired. Wow, they've been around since 1993.
A long time in tech years.
Definitely. And they've built this really strong reputation for delivering actual understanding, not just surface news.
So more than just specs.
Oh, yeah. What's really interesting about Wired is how they connect tech to bigger trends,
Like culture science.
Exactly. Entertainment, scientific breakthroughs, cultural shifts, politics, even how social media is evolving.
The source calls it informed and comprehensive. Seems fair.
Absolutely. It's valuable for pretty much anyone, regardless of industry, just to grasp that bigger picture of tech's impact.
Right, seeing the ripples. Okay, then Mashable, founded 2005.
Mm-hmm.
They're described as a world-renowned entertainment and multi-platform media channel. Sounds big.
It does. They seem to focus on tech, digital culture, entertainment aimed at a global audience.
And apparently quite influential, even covering things like movies, travel, finance.
Yeah, it sounds like they really have their finger on the pulse of what's trending online, across lots of different digital spaces.
So if we connect this back for you listening.
Right. Both Wired and Mashable seem great for that crucial context.
Understanding the why it matters, not just the what.
Exactly. Less about the tiny details of one product, more about the whole evolving landscape.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. We got TechCrunch, Recode, and VentureBeat. These seem more focused on the business and startup side.
Yeah, definitely. This is key if you're interested in the money behind the tech.
So TechCrunch, also 2005.
Mm-hmm. They really dive into the business verse of the tech world, as the source puts it.
Covering tech companies, emerging trends.
Right. New products, too.
Yeah.
But their real strength, I think, is that early coverage of startups.
The funding rounds, venture capital.
Exactly. That often complex world. If you want to know where new ideas are coming from and, crucially, how they're getting funded, TechCrunch is vital.
Got it. Then there's Recode. Newer 2014, part of VOX Media now.
Right. They emphasize independent technology news.
So analysis, trends, reviews from respected journalists.
Yeah, and the source highlights their focus specifically on the business dynamics within Silicon Valley.
And the founder had good connections, apparently. for insider perspectives.
That's what it suggests, maybe a more analytical, possibly even critical look at the tech business.
Interesting. That commitment to independent analysis could be really valuable.
Definitely. Trying to get beyond just the headlines, explain the forces shaping the industry, maybe a less filtered view.
Okay. And then VentureBeat. It started in 2006. Positions itself as leading for transformative tech events and news.
Transformative tech. Yeah, they cover a broad range of tech businesses, but also seem to have deep dives in specific areas.
Like gaming, AI, AR, VR.
Exactly, and 5G too. Plus, the fact they organize events suggests they're not just reporting, they're actively in the community.
Right, engaging with it.
VentureBeat seems like a mix of news and that community engagement. That focus on transformative tech suggests they're looking for the big game changers.
Definitely something to watch if you're tracking future trends.
For sure.
Okay, now, let's shift again. We've got a group here probably more aimed at consumer tech, product reviews,
Okay.
CNET, The Verge, Gizmodo, and Gadget.
Ah, yes, the gadget zone. This is likely where many people turn when they're actually shopping, right?
Or just curious about the latest shiny things.
Absolutely. So CNET, wow, since 1994, they really focus on the latest trends in consumer technology.
With steadfast precision, the source says.
Yeah, they're known for being very hands-on with reviews, trying to be unbiased.
They do guides too, instructional video.
Uh-huh. So if you're trying to pick a new phone or TV or whatever, the source really highlights CNET for genuine reviews and, importantly, pricing info.
Very practical. Okay, The Verge. Also VOX Media, like Recode 2011.
Right. They also do news, guides, features, reviews, and podcasts, actually.
What stands out is the description of their coverage as substantial and offering personalized perspectives.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's just maybe a stronger editorial voice.
And apparently their gadget reviews can actually influence the tech world.
Could be. They're seen as very knowledgeable on modern trends, often get early access to new stuff.
So maybe more opinionated, in-depth take on consumer tech.
That's how it sounds. That personalized perspective could be really helpful for you, trying to cut through all the marketing hype around new gadgets.
Yeah, understanding the real user experience. Okay, next up, Gizmodo, 2001.
Described as a primary online spot for latest news related to gadgets.
Offering guides, tutorials, explaining new stuff.
Yeah, aiming to provide the newest information on innovative tech.
And interestingly, the source notes their progressive stance and welcoming approach.
That could make it a good entry point, maybe, if you're newer to tech.
Possibly? Seems like maybe a slightly more informal, even fun approach.
Could be. That welcoming tone might make tech feel less intimidating, more accessible.
Right. Okay, finally in this consumer group, Engadget, 2004.
Grown into a major global blog.
Wide range of reviews, news, covering entertainment, gaming, general tech.
Yeah, and it's interesting they mention the archive of early tech publications.
There's them some history. And they cover hardware, video games, even NASA tech.
Seems very comprehensive. In-depth updates and a big video section, too.
So another really broad look at gadgets and related tech.
Engadget's long history and that broad coverage, yeah, it's very comprehensive. And for you, that video content could be really useful for seeing how things actually work.
Good point. Okay, so we've covered a lot. We have one more on the list, though. Slashdot.
Ah, Slashdot. Back to 1997.
Yeah, the source mentions it has a very distinct old-school, early Civers vibe.
Definitely. With the upvoting user summaries.
Yeah, community-driven. And its focus is more on open source, security, gadgets, product management, apps.
Very specific niches there.
Remember their tagline, news for nerds, stuff that matters.
Classic. And they cover science, politics too, but with that definite classic techie feel.
And minimal ads, apparently.
Yeah, Slashdot really has its own unique place. That community moderation is different.
And that focus on open source security definitely caters to a more technically minded audience.
For sure. That classic techie feel probably resonates with people who've been following the internet's evolution for a long, long time.
Okay, wow. This overview really shows just how different these blogs are, their focus, their approach.
Absolutely. And our source touches on this in the FAQs section.
Right, noting that some are for a general audience, others are super specific, cybersecurity, gaming, software development.
So for you listening, the question becomes, how do you choose? Which blog or blogs are right for you?
That's the key question, isn't it?
It really boils down to your own interests. What do you actually want to get out of staying informed about tech?
Right. If it's the big picture, societal impact.
Then Wired or Mashable might be great places to start.
But if it's the business side, the money, the startups,
Then TechCrunch or Recode would probably be more your speed.
and if you're mainly shopping for gadgets or want consumer reviews.
CNET, The Verge, Gizmodo, and Gadget, they each offer a slightly different angle on that world.
And Slashdot for the more technical deep dive.
Exactly. The key is to figure out which areas of tech really grab your curiosity and then find the blogs that dig into those areas.
That's really practical advice.
Hmm.
The FAQs also briefly mention starting your own tech blog.
Yes.
Sounds like it can be rewarding, sharing your passion.
Connecting with like-minded people, sure.
But it's also a really crowded space, isn't it? Requires serious dedication.
Oh, absolutely. The source nails it. Passion and a really clear, well-defined niche are crucial if you're thinking about jumping in.
Yeah, with so many established voices out there.
Finding your unique angle and consistently putting out valuable stuff is key to building any kind of audience.
Okay. So to sort of wrap this all up,
Yeah.
it seems pretty clear that tech blogs offer a really valuable way, maybe one of the most efficient ways, for you to keep tabs on this, well, constantly changing tech landscape.
Absolutely. As our source emphasizes, these 10 blogs really do represent some of the very best of the modern tech world.
And just exploring them could be a fantastic way for you to learn about the latest developments.
Understand the trends and, yeah, ultimately stay ahead of the curve in a world that's just so shaped by technology now.
So here's maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Given this huge variety we've talked about today, from the big picture folks to the gadget reviewers and the deep tech dives, what specific part of technology do you find most compelling right now?
That's a great question to ask yourself.
And thinking about that, which of these resources, or maybe others like them, do you think might actually fit your interests best, your own personal quest to stay informed?
Yeah, it's definitely worth taking a closer look, maybe exploring a few of them further.
Find the ones that really resonate with you.